and Sydney, to kind of piggyback on what Jake asked Sierra, your impressions of the people around the league picking you to finish 8th, are you kind of getting a little extra motivation out of that?
I would definitely say that we're getting a lot more extra motivation out of that. I know my sophomore year, we had the exact same thing happen, and then we ended up winning the regular season. So being an underdog has been something that I did my sophomore year with my team, and I just know that with that, it put a fight underneath our butts, and that this year it's probably going to be the exact same thing. So just making sure that those perceptions, they can make those, but we're going to try to prove them wrong as much as we can.
Obviously different rosters, different types of players and all that, but what about this group makes you believe this team has a chance to do what that team 2 years ago did?
Well, we have a lot of different components this year. We have a lot of incoming kids and transfers that are really looking good, and we're looking at a lot of defensive aspects, so trying to shut down our opponents, and then also just the opposite, the flip side is just our offense and making sure that we're finishing our layups, we're making our shots, and just doing the best that we can do. And we just have so much trust in our coaches and each one of our players.
How much farther are you ahead as a team at this point this year compared to where you were last year?
I'd say last year it was a little bit harder for us just because we had a brand new coaching staff, brand new team. There was only 7 returners of us, and we didn't quite understand every single thing that was being asked of us. Whereas this year we have a lot of returners who know exactly what the coaches are asking of us. We know exactly the style of play that they're wanting, and we're making sure to do the best that we can in order to do exactly what they're asking for us.
Do you guys feel you might surprise some people who don't think you will surprise?
I definitely think we will.
What makes you say that?
I just think there's just a lot of awesome components in this team, and that each one of us has something special to share, and you'll see it when you watch us play.
Compared to where you guys were a season ago and dealing with some of the struggles and all that stuff, do you feel maybe last year can help you guys deal with some of that adversity you might face this year?
100%. I think this year our culture is just so amazing, and each one of us trusts each other so much, and that we know that at the end of the day we're going to go tooth and nail for each other, and we're going to do whatever it takes.
I think last year there was chemistry might have been an issue. Maybe it took longer than expected. How is it in this offseason leading into the year? So
good. We are bonding like crazy, doing a lot of fun activities and stuff, and it's showing off the court and on the court. So it's looking a lot better this year.
Is there a specific point or a specific game where the chemistry really seemed to click because obviously the end of the season was a much better road, if you will, than the start of the season. Was there a specific moment in your mind where things kind of turned around for the program last year? Or did it just kind of just happen naturally, just sort of?
Yeah, I would definitely say it just happened kind of naturally as we all kind of understood what the coaching staff was asking of us more, and we understood how each other played. It slowly just became easier for every single one of us to understand and trust each other a lot more.
And Coach and Sierra and you have talked a lot about focusing on the defense. Obviously, the men's program built what it's become based on defense for you. Have you guys kind of referenced that at all coming into this season?
We have not referenced a lot of the men's basketball team in our practices, but we see them working, we see them doing as much as they possibly can, and sometimes we'll come into practice a little bit earlier and they'll be working out, and you just see their defense, and we all are in awe about how amazing they do with their defense. So I think just seeing them also puts a fire underneath our butt, and then it just makes us more excited to just do defense and lock it down and make sure that people can't get their shots off.
How confident is this group?
I'd say pretty confident. You'll be able to see us play, and you'll see how confident we are each and every single game, so it'll be really interesting this year.
I was going to ask one more thing about what he asked about whether there was a specific moment or not. I was thinking about the Belmont game in the conference tournament last year, to where you had a real chance to knock off the number 2 seed and were right with them the entire game. How much does that performance do for you as a frame of reference going into this season?
I think it just shows that in those situations anything can happen, and that every single game is a new game, and that no matter what happens, there's a next game. And right now, that's our next game is going to be the game that we're focusing on. And we're going to focus on winning that game the best of our ability, and we're going to focus on anything that we can do in order to do our best.